I'm a massive cheapskate, and I'm proud of it. I'm guessing if you've ended up here on some rando girl's channel, you're pretty cheap too.
No shame in it.
You're being smart with your money. Being frugal can be one of the best things in this overconsumption-driven society. And oh boy, do I want to consume a dress from Selkie. Have you seen them? However, it's aggressively unrealistic for me to spend $900 on anything. But as an amateur sewer, what a fun challenge. If you're a brand new sewer and you want some inspiration, sometimes I rifle off some inspiring things, sometimes I don't. Sometimes I cry. I don't have a mannequin to drape this on because I'm still working through the all-encompassing feeling of imposter syndrome. My hoarding tendencies have paid off, and I have a pattern that looks like it'll be perfect for the top.
Never mind, it wasn't perfect. It betrayed me and it was too big, so I'm using an old pattern from an old make. If you want this pattern, I'll have it posted in the link in the description so we can cry together. I'm using bedsheets, tablecloths, and curtains to achieve this look, and if you don't have access to a thrift store, you have my permission to rob your elderly neighbor for their textiles.
I thought I could skip some sewing by just flip-flopping this way and not cutting down the middle, but I forgot that was my plan.
Cut down the middle anyway.
That's fine, I'll just turn it into the back panel and this will be the front. Here we have some disorienting up-close shots that look like they're from Food Network. One of the lesser-known side effects of using Satan seaweed is that you might accidentally burn your sheets and then donate them, causing some weird girl to turn them into a dress. This is a pillowcase I currently and actively use. Sometimes sewing is sacrifice. I'm adding some of the stretchy green fabric to the bodice so that even when I inevitably sew it too tight, it can still fit me. Stay tuned as I pinned these. I pinned them backwards. Whoops! Believe it or not, but I actually pinned these wrong like 2 or 3 times and I had to edit out all of that extra stuff and just left in one mistake to make it more digestible. At night, I lie awake having very bad back pain, and I haven't been able to pinpoint why that is. I need to go eat breakfast. I haven't eaten it today, it's like 11. I just lied. I don't know what time it is. We'll find out. The messy room is part of the creative process and part of being unwell. Now we sew the bodice panels together inside out and we take different shots every single 3 seconds so that I get so sick of moving my camera around I want to cry at the end of this. But at least it turned out cool. Good morning. Did you sweep well, baby girl? It is 7:30 this Monday morning, and I have a little bit of time before work. That is the reality. I truly don't have time to sew. This is my breakfast and moping time. We're taking our morning time and we're gonna make some fantastic sleeves. I feel like a lot of sewing is just guesstimation. Now I'm just cutting out lace for the sleeves and fabric for the sleeves to make them nice and princessy. I want them to be flowy. I want them to be beautiful. If you are too scared to start sewing because you don't have a rotary cutter and a placemat, you can get started sewing with just a needle and thread. Someone in the comments sews with a needle and thread. That is the determination where you could probably go out and buy yourself an expensive machine. Expensive like $50 on Facebook Marketplace instead of $20. Invest with your skill and then invest with your money. Okay, chat, we're back. I cut out the sleeve pieces. My period's here, so pardon the guest appearance of the heating pad.
Stop it! Stop it! Stop it!
No, seriously, stop it. It's too big for me.
Also,
I don't think there's a way to actually connect the bodice to the sleeve right now. How heinous of a design choice would it be if it didn't connect to the dress at all? I know people hate that. It's a hot topic. I like it. We're chopping off this bump and making it like a scrunchy sleeve. Moving on to the sleeve ruffles. Can you gather lace? I feel like that's a question I should have Googled before cutting out the lace. No better learning than living. At this point, what can't you gather? Maybe the will to live. Maybe that's my answer. Just kidding. The tag is still on this lace, and I kind of want to leave it. I think that would be funny. My bed is my workstation because I don't have a studio, and so it gets chaotic with all the fabric, and sometimes I can't find the piece of fabric that I'm trying to work with, and then sometimes I find it under my pillow at night, and then sometimes I find a pin under my pillow or in my foot. Quite often. Anyways, now I think I'm just going to gather and pin the fabric to the end of the sleeve. Watch my video get demoted because I mentioned my period. Oh my gosh, this looks
meh.
I'm gonna try to fix it. Okay, I like this. Oh, but I do know I'm excited now.
Oh.
I broke a needle. Kinda thought this would happen because I didn't switch out like a satin needle for a regular one. My fault. I also sewed one of the lace things inside out. Oh my gosh, no I didn't. I sewed it the correct way. And you didn't think I could do it. Just kidding, you guys have been very supportive and kind. It's my own inner monologue that's my greatest downfall. Look at this. I can't believe I just made that. Let's make another. You know I'm not gonna put you through that torture again. Last thing on the agenda for tonight, making this tighter. I don't suggest what I'm about to do here, but it's what I'm about to do here. I'm gonna eyeball and bring this in however much I feel like it and see if it works. It's getting late in the day. I don't know why I haven't stopped. I have this ruffle from a past project of mine, and I think I'm going to use it to create a ruffle on the top bodice. Oh, it's going to be so cute and romantic. Now that I'm spent from my day at work, we're going to do the hard task of turning these rectangular sheets into circular skirts with ruffles all the way around. We start by chopping off the ruffles, then folding the sheet into a pizza and cutting the pizza so that it has a waistline and so that it has a circular bottom. Then we try it on and we trip over ourselves, but it fits, it works, that's great. Next, we add back in the ruffle by pinning it and sewing it and creating more ruffle by taking some of the scrap, gathering it, and then sewing it also to the bottom, making ruffle that goes all the way around. I sewed it wrong. Okay, I got one of the 19,000 skirts done. I'm sorry, that wasn't exactly truthful. 20,000. Here's my recipe from a perfect pepperoni pizza. You fold in the dough twice, then you cut out the pepperoni right at the base of the piece of pizza. You cut off the tip of the pizza because nobody likes the extra cheese that hangs off, and then slowly at the end you have this wonderful, perfect, round, flat guy. Ladies, if you're wanting to sew but think you don't have time, which might be true, switch out the TikTok time. It's worth it. It's worth it. I can feel my brain start to prune with the knowledge. Only about 1/3 of this skirt is covered in ruffles. The rest of them are just roughly cut. You can see it ends. So I'm gonna have to do another 2/3 using the scrap and gathering it and then attaching it. Because we want ruffles.
Ruffles on ruffles on ruffles on ruffles on ruffles on ruffles. On ruffles on ruffles on ruffles.
Where's the end? I'm so nervous that the next video I post, everyone's gonna realize that they actually hate me. We're not gonna think about that. I'm learning why this dress is so expensive. This is a lot of work. I'm having some butt sweat. And who knew that saving money would give you butt sweat? Here's how you make a cheese pizza. You spend way too long folding that dough because you can't get it right. Then you finally get the pizza in perfect form, then you chop it off the same way you did to the pepperoni, only this time you're not adding the pepperoni. Then you have a perfect calzone. Say goodbye to your dignity pillowcases. No, please, I have a wife and 3 kids. I'm alone in my room. The tag on this pillowcase says it's a Waverly, and I don't know what Alex Russo is doing producing fabric this cute, but she's doing an amazing job.
The lupus is not slowing her down.
What even is that? We're not gonna think too hard about it. That's the important thing when dealing with thrifted fabric. You can't think about it. Not that I really think about much anyways. Just kidding. Sometimes I think too much. I'm also thinking that maybe people will hate me for cutting up the bed sheets. And I have to say I hate myself a little bit for it. Do you remember when that needle broke off and I couldn't find it? I found it. Now we just gather up this skirt, and this skirt might actually be my favorite one. You can see by how I just forget completely how to act when I have it on. Also remember to pick up all the needles off the floor. I'm going to continue cutting out the skirts. Look away. We're going to make a wonderful stir fry full of spinach. We cut up the spinach and we add it to the pan, cook it down, and oh my gosh, what a— Good morning. So you watched me sleep? Caught red-handed. Maybe I'll add some bedazzles, maybe I won't. I'm tired.
So it's been a couple days.
My last video did really good, and I'm terrified. I feel sick. I'm quite frankly disgusted. How dare I get rewarded for my hard work in a timely manner? So I've been paralyzed for like 3 days, not working on my project. So let's do this. I'm piecing it together, finally. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the professional arm wrestling competition, where it's one dress versus one girl for 1.5 hours, where she tries to shove this dress into this tiny little bodice and meticulously move around and do this. In the end, the dress always wins.
Look at this beefer.
I'm going to try to sew it, and I'm going to break needles on my sewing machine. This dress weighs like 10 pounds. I'm realizing it can't be strapless. I broke a needle. It was actually predicted. This sewing machine ate good in the neighborhood. I can't believe it was able to pull through like this. This is the moment, guys. This thing is so— What? panties. Put your panties right back on. This is not the grand reveal. This dress weighs like 10 pounds, so it needs some type of strapular moment before the grand reveal so it doesn't fall down and scar everyone. I don't have access to flower fields to frolic in, so this Florida woman is taking you to One-Eyed Willie's hideout to look for doubloons. This silky dress dupe has been my favorite make so far. There are no rules in sewing. Make it dark academia, make it goth, make it fairycore. Be cheap and take inspiration from dresses you can't afford, and make it your own. Make it better. Sewing has a steep learning curve, but it's worth the savings. This isn't the only grandma core dress I made. If you want the prequel and say you've been here since day one, you can go watch it. I have to go figure out how to wash this. Bye!